back once again, folks. We have restarted the Making a Crapsterpiece. I get comments a lot from people who enjoy those, enjoy the films. Hey, when are you going to do more of those? Well, the last few weeks, we have quite a few up now. Here's another one. I have one scheduled with Desiree. Again, she's going to do a flick. But yeah, so I'm starting them back up, and we're back again. Did you do a Crapsterpiece a while ago?
No, we did Ninja Turtles and Guar. Brain Scan.
You've never done a Crapsterpiece? Interesting. If I look back on the timeline here on the channel, it looks like I've been doing those Crapsterpieces for almost 4 years. I had no idea. No idea. They seem so, like, new to me that we've been doing them. But here we are. And I believe we have done this movie before, but that's okay. There's going to be lots of the same movie from different people. Because I feel like I like to get everybody's perspective on the making of these films. And they're all different for everybody. And
Who did you do this one with?
I can't remember, but it's either...
Josh, probably?
It's either Josh or Andrew.
That was his first one.
Yes, it was.
Excellent.
Maybe yeah, it was...
We're bearing the lead. Should we just say the
those
movie?
Guys. Hey, yeah, so
what if they guess the movie? Write in the comments down below.
So we're talking about the 2008.
Should we say it at the same time? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Wait, are we going to say it on 3 or after 3? All right, let's just say it.
Terror at Blood Fart Lake. 16 years. Woo!
Woo, boy. 'Twas a doozy.
You know, I was hoping that last year for the 15th anniversary,
we would have had a reunion.
SRS, who owns the movie,
and done part 3,
and treats my films like crap, basically. It would have been great to have like a big Blu-ray release of that movie, with it out with its proper aspect ratio. It was shot widescreen in HD, and it's only ever been released in garbage 4:3, which blows my mind. It doesn't make any sense.
Should you mention the cover?
I mean, the cover is terrible. I mean, the cover's always been terrible.
Right.
I mean,
make a new one.
Most of these movies where these companies put my shit out, they have this weird thing where we give them great art, and then they always go with generic Photoshop garbage. And that's just how it always has been. They always say people don't like good-looking covers. You know, they want non-busy covers. Bullshit. Anyway, it would have been great to have a real release with special features and all of us coming together to sort of do like a thing.
There's hope for the 20 year, though.
No. Anyway, so, you know, I'm here with Nichole. I think from the get-go, talking about making a Crapsterpiece, we knew what you were going to pick right away because of how your memories with this one. You seem to have a very good time making this film.
I had a good time making this film. Also, I live locally, so this was one of the only shoots that I stayed there. Because normally, I just like cruise home, and I'm not here for the entire filming, so my memories are not really as great as somebody else's. But for Terror at Blood Fart Lake, we stayed... Even though that's just as local, we stayed on Canandaigua Lake, but I was like, a cabin on Canandaigua Lake for like, what, 3 or 4 days or something?
It was, yeah, it was
at least a couple nights.
It was 3 days of shooting, and then we went home on the 4th day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just thought, like, that sounds like an awesome vacation, and we get to shoot a movie, and it was beautiful there. And so I stayed the whole time. I remember, this is not specific to the movie, but I just remembered when I was driving in to the area, there was a little baby deer at the side of the road, and I was frantically searching for my camera. And then as soon as I got my camera out, because this was 2008 and it was actually a separate camera, so I got my camera out and pulled it up, and then the guy took off. So no pictures of deer, sorry.
How weird that you remember that.
Yeah, it just popped in my head.
16 years ago. You know, fuck the movie, but that deer. I could have had a picture of that deer.
A little baby deer right next to my car.
Okay.
Would have made the whole experience. But, yeah, that was just a lot of fun. I really enjoyed. That was my very first time ever meeting Billy. And
okay.
Nichole. I knew Josh from Film Crew with his beefy calves.
Yeah. Popeye calves.
Yes. That was Andrew's first movie, like we said. Jesse I knew. Who else was in that? Oh, Josh's friend, Amber Snook. Was
that your first time meeting Amber?
That was my first time meeting Amber, I think.
Okay. I think, actually, that might have been her first movie with us.
I think so.
As well.
And I loved her, and she was hilarious.
I mean, you knew
so
Travis,
sweet.
right?
Yes. Knew Travis, for sure. The Brittany Fox shirt that Travis wears in that is actually mine. Let's see. And I feel like, did Zeebs have a shirt of mine? A Quiet Riot shirt, maybe? I don't know.
I mean, that was him. That was Travis. Zeebs.
Oh, what was Snake?
Snake.
Yeah. Did he also have
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
I feel like my Quiet Riot shirt maybe is
Alex was his name.
Alex Krallis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually, like, last year, maybe 2 years ago, maybe it was last year, he contacted me and was like, "Hey, I'm here."
He's like, "Hey, where's my royalty check?"
Where's my royalty check?
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, this wasn't your first rodeo, but this was probably. Oh wait, no, it wasn't even your really first big movie, because I guess
I did Destruction Kings with you.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as like an actual character,
right?
You know, so I guess Film Crew might have been your first, like, where you actually had a character.
It was. You know what's funny when I think about Film Crew? Which was
2006.
Yes. I have very little fresh memories of that.
None of us do. You know why? I'll tell you why. No, because we shot that movie in a total...
On hallucinogens.
In a total of 16 hours.
Yes, I remember it being very quick.
That's it. That's it.
Yes, and then we went back to RIT, you and me and Casey.
For the sex scene.
Yes. I have a dumb memory there that has nothing to do with the movie. That was the very first time I had ever in my life heard someone say, "Fall is my favorite season." This was back like before it was trendy. Casey was like, "I love fall." And I thought he was kidding. I was like, "Who likes fall?" And he's like, "Yeah, I love being able to like put on a hoodie." And I was like, "Is this for real?"
We all love fall.
At that time, I truly had never heard any. I was like,
"That's
this
weird.
is fucking nuts."
We loved fall, man. Fall's the season, man. Fall, it was always like, it was Halloween, you know?
Yeah, I get Halloween, but
well, that whole
weather thing is what it tripped me up. I was like, "You like it chilly? That's weird to me." I want to sweat my balls off all the time.
Ugh.
Just soak in it.
So Blood Fart Lake, you know, that one, it was, you know, you and Andrew sort of had the unfortunate,
straight-laced, not really a flamboyant character.
Yeah, they were, you know,
I did not do good on that.
Somebody had to be the straight person in these films.
Yes.
And
it was us.
That was you and Andrew. Andrew, so I had known Andrew just from the convention circuit because he would always come to the LBP table for years and years and years. And then because of that, just developed a friendship. And that was like a, a week before production, we lost the original, whoever was going to play Ben. I can't remember who. They dropped out, and I just called up Andrew on a whim. Now, Andrew, at that point, lived in Indiana. I mean, he's never lived anywhere close to me at all. And I don't know why I thought, I'll call up Andrew and see if he can fucking do this. And he did. And then I had, he had to have like a love interest.
And I had boobs, so why not?
Yeah, but again, I mean, we weren't going to show any boobs. I don't even know why that was a, so what? You got boobs. That wasn't like a part of the character or part of
Isn't that one of the first things
Lake.
you see, though?
Boobs?
Like, what are those? Boobs. Didn't Alex say that? I don't know. I feel like that was...
Yeah, it's in the movie, but I mean, we don't do any like close-ups or anything. It's just you coming out of the water.
Oh, that's right. Now, speaking of...
I felt bad. I definitely felt bad. When we were shooting, it's just, it's that kind of character has always been...
tricky to play.
And tricky to write. Because essentially those characters are the gateway for the audience to come into this world while you're surrounded by buffoons. You know what I mean? And you really gotta be good at playing plain, and not everybody is. Meredith really has it down. She can play the goofball as well, but, I would always give her these, like, I go to Jill or characters like that who are just essentially mundane. They may be nerdy or geeky, but they're not outright buffoons like everybody else around them. But Meredith has been able to sort of do both. She's really good at that. So I would stick Meredith in a lot of those thankless, roles because I knew she could do it. Working with both you and Andrew now for so many years, the straight person is not the strong suit. I got to give you guys something goofy to do for you guys to shine. And so I always felt bad about that in this particular movie. And I think only because the movie took off and it's such a fan favorite that I feel like, they really didn't get to play, they just have to be. But I mean, that's here nor there as far as the making of the movie. I mean, we all sort of had a great time making it. It's one of the movies that there's the, boy, I hate so many of the films that I've made, but then there's a handful, I could say maybe 12 that I love. And Blood Fart Lake has always been on that list. One, it's ridiculously funny. And two, we had a ridiculous time making it. Like, it was just fun.
Yes.
I don't know how we got away with having so much fun. You know what I mean? Like, doing the movie, but still having a good time while we were doing it. I guess Sex Squatch we did too. And again, it's a location. We were on location.
That was Honey Oil Lake.
And I liked making Sex Squatch as well, but I don't know. What are some of the... I mean, there was like one downside to making Bloodfront Lake for me.
The rain.
And that was the rain.
Yeah.
But that was only like one night, really.
Yeah. That final night.
And then there was a little bit of turmoil with Travis and his bullshittery. Being creepy to Amber and all this stuff, and then Amber trying to just be like, shut up, Travis, like, it's cool, it's fine, stop apologizing for every fucking thing you do. That always got a little nerve-wracking when Travis sort of went off on his weird baby things that he pulled, and but other than that, like, it was a great time.
I am the second character in the movie. Hambone is the first.
Oh, yeah.
So here's a fun fact. I was going to say earlier, speaking of coming out of the water, I'm the one who comes out of the water behind Billy when he's like, Hambone, fairly certain that Hambone gonna live forever. Hambone got a big swing and diggle. I don't remember the whole thing.
So the first time you see Jimmy Van Brunt,
yes,
it's Nichole.
Yep, popping out of the water.
Was that because you would come out of the water and nobody else would? It might have been.
Maybe. I mean, Billy was Jimmy Van Brunt.
Yeah.
So we needed...
So Billy played Jimmy.
And Hambone. So we needed Jimmy to pop out of the water. Yeah, I don't remember why it was me, but it was me.
I'm sure it's because you probably were like, oh, I'll fucking get in.
Yeah. I remember I had to, like, splash just right. Like, we really needed that water to come out, but we didn't want it to look like that. We wanted it to look like I was attacking him, but it was a tricky little shot to get, but apparently we got it. That was fun. I remember showing Carrie that for the first time, and as that scene happened, I was like, oh, I forgot, that's actually me. I was like giving them some behind the scenes tidbits here and there. Another behind the scenes tidbit was that scene where Caspian is telling the story of Jimmy Van Brunt. First off, filming that scene, do you remember that? We were all like low on the floor because the wall was just a giant mirror above the couch. You remember that?
Yeah.
So we had to film in a way where we were not getting any of that mirror in the shot. So we're all on the floor, kind of crouched down like this. And then dragging him off like that, the sounds that he would make, I could not stop laughing. I don't know how many times we had to reshoot that because I kept laughing. Yeah, we did it a lot. But I mean, it wasn't just that. It was because it was a fucking funny bit. You know? I mean, it was... I know. Just the fact that he just mysteriously glides away. Yes. And squeals is so funny. Even the final shot that made it in the movie, I'm like sitting like this, just trying so hard to keep my face not in a smile. Yeah, you can still see it. Yeah, you definitely still can. It's fine. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, he's very fun to film with, that Josh Swire. What's his... I can't remember his new last name. Josh Swire, anyway. He's Josh Swire. Yes. Always Josh Swire. So, anybody local would know that Canandaigua Lake, right? So the cabin belonged to Jesse Ames' grandmother, who we called Fifi, was it? And Fifi was giving us just the history of the property in their family and surrounding lots and everything like that, which was really interesting to hear. And then I was looking across the lake, and she said, that's Danny Wegman's property over there. And anybody local to here, or maybe even, I think Wegmans has spread pretty far. Danny Wegmans, obviously a big name. The Wegmans grocery store is from here, from Rochester. It began here, the family's here,
the flagship stores are here.
Yes.
But it is spidered out.
Far and wide.
Yeah.
So she said, that's Danny Wegman's property across the lake. And I was like, well, which one? Because there's kind of like 3. And she's like, yep. Yep, that whole thing. And I was like, is that a helicopter landing pad? She's like, yep, it is. So that's, you know, we never got to see a helicopter, but it was huge Wegman compound out on the lake there. It's pretty cool. So that's Bloodfart Lake for real. Canandaigua Lake.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What was your favorite part about filming?
I don't know. I just liked the whole thing.
We got great wings from a place.
So, I mean, yeah, Andrew and I really don't stop talking about these wings, but it was primarily because of the sauce.
The golden sauce?
Gold sauce, and that is now just, you know, we always have gold sauce here. It's just part of what it is. But that night, or one of the nights we were there, we got like a shit ton of wings. And it was the first time we had gold sauce. But it was like, what the fuck is this sauce? It's so...
magical.
I mean, it was insane.
So those wings made an appearance in the movie, you remember? Nichole shit them out.
Oh, the bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bones.
Yeah.
Some of the bones, anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, gross. That's funny. Yeah, so those wings became like a tradition, and now it's the gold sauce is always at the Sievage household. Got some now. Got some.
What is the gold sauce? It's like some.
It's
kind
Carolina
of
Gold.
Thing?
I can't even. You know, most people would say that it's mustard based, but like, there's that, and then there's this. This is specifically Cattleman's Gold. And whatever it is, it's divine.
I wish I could remember the pizza place we went to.
Well, it's called Perry's.
Oh, okay. Perry's Pizza.
Yeah.
So big shout out to Perry's Pizza, who I think, are they sponsoring this video?
No.
Okay, they're not a sponsor, but look them up anyway.
Yeah, we eventually found out that there were some Perry's close to where I was at the time. And so we just started getting the wings from there. And then when we, years later, when we did Sex Squatch, back up there, I think
Finger Lakes.
I think it might have been Clint and Andrew made the trek to the Perry's that was close to that was the one that we did for Bloodfart Lake, and brought back like 100 wings, gold wings for Sex Squatch as well.
Nice.
But like I said, now we don't, whatever. I grill wings at home, and I just fucking toss them in gold sauce. Delicious.
Beautiful.
But that was the first, I remember.
That was the birth of
I'll never forget
the obsession.
Never forget it.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember skinny dipping.
Yep, we all skinny dipped.
Not all of us. Some of us did.
Some of us did.
Some didn't have the guillaumes to to jump in that water.
There was a nice, you saw in the movie, the long dock. I remember we were all just kind of like using the ladder to get into the water. And all of a sudden, Jessie comes running and she's like, "You're doing it wrong!" And she just like, whoo, dives into the lake. And because she grew up doing that, Yeah. We were all like, "I don't know how deep this is," or whatever. And she's like, "No, you just got to go for it." Yeah, it was great.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was just really nice swimming there. There was a nice little hammock out back. I remember just the whole yard was very beautiful. We filmed that music video there. Move Your Dead Bones. I don't remember who actually did that.
Yeah, so...
The Reanimator song.
So there's a really terrible... I don't know why they did it, but for the movie Beyond Reanimator, there's this techno fucking rave song from Spain or something, and they made a music video, and it was on the like DVD when it came out of Beyond Reanimator. It was some song attached to the film, and I guess that song was like, it became like a big like dance hall hit foreign wise, and you know, we just thought it was hilarious. I certainly thought it was fucking stupid funny, but and so for some reason I thought, let's just make this odd dance number the trailer to the film, and we put the song. And we did it. I mean, we choreographed. Yeah, we choreographed it. We had Josh lip syncing, "Move Your Dead Bones."
It's on YouTube. It's on his channel.
Oh, it's called Dr. Reanimator.
Oh, yes.
The artist.
Reanimate your feet.
And then, like, essentially, SRS didn't release it because it was an actual song. Like, we didn't have the rights to it.
Yeah, we were just playing.
And the trailer at the time, even in 2008, the trailer got, like, flagged on YouTube because it wasn't our song. And so the trailer stayed up, but they removed the song from it. So it's just us miming everything. There's no music or sound or anything to it. And so we took it down. So for years, it just wasn't there. And now that, you know, YouTube has changed, it's back up there. It's not monetized or anything, so it's fine. It's just... Yeah. So you can watch it on the channel. It's deplorable.
It's dumb.
It's so dumb.
But we had fun.
But it's goofy and it's silly. And again, it's like, why do this for this movie? Why do it for Reanimator? It's stupid. So... yeah, we did that. Yeah. Oh, you know, and remember, like, Fifi was there the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Which was really weird. And we barely saw her because she stayed in the back of the cabin. Mm-hmm. Somewhere. I mean, it was a fairly big cabin.
Yeah. There were several rooms. And
she had a nook, I guess, back there that she was primarily there the whole time. So we didn't really see her, but she's there through all this mayhem. Mm-hmm. You know? I
think she's like probably one of the first ones thanked in the credits, special
thanks. And so like 3 years later when we came back to do part 2, she let us, you know, shoot there for the opening of part 2. It was cool to be back there. And then right after we shot that opening, we did like a big barbecue there.
I would have loved to have been there. I was the only one left alive.
Yeah.
But I was not in part 2.
The story took it was different.
The death scenes, how we all had in the script, it was scripted that we had elaborate deaths. Individual deaths, but time ran short and it was raining, so we all just lined up to get killed, and it was just snapping everybody's necks.
Yeah, so as she was saying, usually when the time is running out, and so there's lots of times, if you were to read a Chris Seaver script, about 95% of everything that's in the script is on the screen. It gets translated pretty much to a T. The things that don't are usually the deaths.
There's many times where Chris will just say, fuck it, we don't need it, moving on.
Or break his neck. You know, let's do the cheapest, you know, whatever's gonna cruise us through the time. Let's just do that death real quick and get it over with. So, and the page might say something elaborate and there's lots of blood and squirting and all that stuff, but primarily we never have an effects crew. You know what I mean? It's all us. We shoot these movies in 2 to 3 days tops. You know, I think 4 days is like the longest we've ever fucking done a movie. We're constantly going. We're just going. And the thought of taking that time to do an effect that might take 2 hours, you know, is just, to me, once you're in the thick of it, is like, man, we can nip this in the bud by breaking a neck. You know, it's become like a fucking gag. It's very stereotypical seepage nowadays. I mean, you know, I think about the shit fest that was Sasquatch 2. You know, none of us really had a good time making that movie. And there was a lot of elaborate death in that script. And again, it ends up a literal train of the Sasquatch just breaking
Was
necks.
that where Allie at? Was that my character? Or was that, I think that was
That is
Sasquatch 2.
Yeah, Sasquatch 2.
Yeah. I
But
think I've only seen it once.
It's pretty bad. It's a bad movie. There's some funny bits in it because you can just tell that we just didn't care. And I was just like, let's fucking get this damn thing over with. It was that was a huge mistake. And honestly, I think Blood Fart 2 was a mistake.
I've never seen it.
Really?
I've never seen it.
Wow. Why?
Why? Well, initially I was bitter that you didn't ask me to be in it. I got
Come
over
on,
that,
what
but
a
I still
baby.
haven't seen it.
That's so stupid.
Okay,
Well,
I just
guess
said
what? You're in the better movie.
Okay. That's fine. I haven't gotten around to watching it. Once I got over that butt hurt, I just didn't watch it.
Yeah, Blood Fart 2 was you know, throughout the years, I, for some reason, tend to have these just terrible ideas when it comes to sequels and remakes and shit. It's like, why? I don't know why I do it. I honestly don't. And Blood Fart 2 was the official last low-budget pictures film.
You could do a trilogy.
Why I fucking went out on that movie is beyond me. Why I picked that movie to say farewell to low budget pictures and then start Warlock Home Video. Yeah, so there's things in Blood Fart 2 that are pretty funny and are clever. Again, I write everything that I direct. So it all falls on me. So it wasn't as strong as the first one. The making of the second one wasn't as smooth and as fun as the first one was. There were editing issues that sort of plague the movie to this day. When you watch it, there's things wrong during the making of that movie. I mean, when you're watching that movie.
Who edited that?
Well, it's me.
Oh, okay.
But there's the footage. Something happened to the way that the footage was loaded. So every few seconds or like a minute will go by and the footage just starts like having a jittery motion to it. And then it stops and then it's fine. And then it does it through the whole movie.
Weird.
And was never be able to fix it. It went out that way. So people have it that way. Yeah, you know, and listen, if someone is in the comments is going to write, well, yeah, and you know, characters that were dead in the first one are alive in the second one. That's not why the movie sucks. Because I don't care about that.
Yeah, that will imaginary anyway.
That will happen now. Like if a character's dead, they'll be there in in the next movie. I don't care. It's comedy to me. That's goofy. It's absurdity. You know, I even have the characters mention, well, I died a couple of years ago, you know, that type of thing. That's a through line in all of LVP Warlock. Like, the stupidity reigns supreme. So there's no logic to any of this shit. It just was a mistake overall. And, you know, if I were to do a third one, the second one wouldn't even be mentioned. It would be a direct sequel to the first one, you know?
So look for that in the near future.
No, you know, I've been asked a lot over the years if there's going to be a third movie. I have ideas, but it wouldn't be called Bloodfart Lake. I don't own the title Bloodfart Lake. That is an SRS thing, but they don't own any of my characters. So I can do a third one, and it would just be called like something different, like, you know, Van Brunt or something, you know, like Voorhees or Halloween, or, you know, it would be Jimmy Van Brunt related, and all those characters can be in it. It has nothing to do. SRS doesn't own that. I couldn't go out and make a Bloodfart Lake Part 3. So it's definitely something that, you know, I had thought about and have kicked around before with Billy, talking about it, because of course he would play Jimmy again. And then I could and that could be sold to, you know, either us releasing it or go to MakeFlix or some other company. You know, I'll never make a movie for SRS ever again. But I know fans would love it, a Blu-ray version of that fucking movie. You know, it's got a nice cult following, and people love that stupid film, you know? I mean, there's been parties centered around it, and people dress up. I get pictures all the time from people who dress up as characters from that. I went to a convention, and people were dressed up as characters from Bloodfart Lake. There's a Nutso fan in Canada. She's amazing. She's awesome, and she's probably... She
went to Florida, right?
Yeah, and she's probably seen the movie like 2,000 times.
Awesome.
There's I've seen cakes that celebrate Bloodfart Lake. Art, people do their own rendition, artistic rendition of characters. It's cool, you know?
There are GIFs of Josh.
Oh, yeah. There's a bunch. Yeah.
I remember being in the, what is that one app called? They've got like, oh man, I'm sorry. Discord. Okay. I'm not well versed in Discord, but I got Discord specifically so that, there was a group that was watching Zach's documentary.
Yeah. So that is run by that Uber fan.
Oh, okay.
Of Bloodfart Lake.
Okay, I remember being in the chat, and I think
Ariel.
Josh, yeah,
She
Ariel, the mail girl,
loves Bloodfart Lake.
Yeah, I remember being in there. Actually, our friend Sarah, she was tattooing me that night, and we put that on so that we could watch that. And I was also in the Discord. It was a wonderful distraction from the pain, because it was like a 4-hour-long tattoo. And yeah, and that film and everything got through the worst of the pain. So it was a fun little thing to do. But I remember being in there. Zach was in the chat. I think you were probably there.
Oh, yeah. I was
Josh
there.
was there. I think Meredith was there. And I remember someone being like, oh my God, Ashley Sawyer is here. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet.
So this was created by a fan. And he...
The VHS, not the cover art, right? That's awesome.
What are... Brainbuster Video. he does a bunch of custom VHS. He saw that I was going to be at that convention in Florida, and he made a bunch of these, and some of us cast members got them because Nichole was there at that show.
Yeah,
I hadn't
she was
seen her
from Florida
for years and years and years. 15 years I hadn't seen her. But I think that's cool. That, you know, this is the only VHS that I know exists of Terror at Bloodfart Lake. I think that's pretty cool. You know, it's a nice little collector's item.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there you go. Anything else that you want to say before?
I have a few behind the scenes photos that I can share. So now we have the beautiful married couple, Josh Swire and Billy Garbarina. Nice little group photo on the porch. We have, of course, Josh, Nichole, Billy, Travis, Amber, and then Jesse, Alex, me, and not Ben.
Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew. Jeez.
Yeah.
I like that shot. That's everybody else, and then you in the shot as well. There's that hammock with Billy behind us. Nice little fun outing. And there's Travis looking truly, you know, in awe at somebody.
He's truly zeebed. He is zeebed out.
Yep. And a beautiful lake behind us. And that's my Brittany Fox shirt.
So, and then on this channel, there's a behind the scenes video, Bloodfart Lake, that you can check out. And it's just raw footage of, I believe Travis was walking around with the camera at the time and just shooting stuff. And that's below that you can check out.
Mm-hmm.
But there you go, guys. You know, you never know. Good old Jimmy Van Brunt, the Scarecrow Killer, could rise again.
Fingers crossed.
Sometime down the road. But if not, it's okay. We've got memories. Hopefully one day a Blu-ray release of that movie comes out, all shiny and new, and people can enjoy it. You know, maybe if there's a loud enough fan campaign to SRS that says, hey, please, you know, please put out a Blu-ray and let Chris be a part of it.
Yes.
You know?
Get loud. I have another...
Who knows?
Another dumb memory just from being there. You were a fresh new dad, right? 2008?
Yeah, I mean, over a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you had a baby.
Yeah, River was a year old.
Yeah. I just remember somebody in another room. You were like in a chair in the living room there, or whatever it was called, on the verge of like just dozing off, and somebody made like a bang in the other room, like dropped something heavy, and you were just like, huh, and everybody was like, whoa, you went into dad mode big time. And you were like, I really thought that was River. It was adorable. You had a little new dad mode.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those were the days.
Yeah. Yes, we were just looking at little baby pictures of River with his little blonde curls. He was very cute.
He's 17 now. He's
not as cute.
I know. Yeah. Teenagers, you give them an inch, they swim all over you.
That's what they say.
Yes.
Yes.
Any last words about Bloodfart Lake before I close this down? From your perspective?
Not that I can think of. It was a fun shoot. I got to meet some cool people. I had quite a crush on Billy when I first met him. He was captivating in those sweatpants all weekend and falling asleep everywhere.
Hasn't changed.
Hasn't
changed a bit.
Yes.
He's still lovable sweatpants, houndstooth sweater wearing narcoleptic.
Delightful.
Yep, he's still delightful Billy.
Yes. Good old Billy.
All right.
Jimmy Van Brunt.
Yeah.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah, he'll be back. Mark my words. All right, well, that was great, guys. Thanks, Nichole, for joining me.
Thanks,
talking about
Chris.
Blood Fart Lake. 16 years ago. Crazy. Crazy days. Let us know if you have seen this work of fart, what you think of it, you know.
And how much would you pay for a third?
Yeah.